Hey guys, just before we get to today's clip, just a quick reminder for all Serie A fans in the UK and Ireland, you can now stream every single match live on OneFootball. No matter which team you're backing, OneFootball's got you covered. You can watch via the OneFootball app on your phone or connected TVs from Apple TV, Google TV, Samsung, LG, and Fire TV, or on the website tv.onefootball. And what's even better is that you can choose how you watch it. You can grab a team or a season pass to watch all the matches until the end of the season, or just the ones from your favourite club. There's also a match day pass for £9.99 to watch all the weekend's games, or a single match on pay-per-view for £4.99. And yeah, if you missed a live game, you'll still get access to all the match highlights too. So if Serie A is your thing, OneFootball is where it's at. We'll have a link in the description of the episode for you to buy your preferred stream.
Welcome to the Italian Football Podcast.
Next question, CJ Barile. He says, who are the best free agents available in the Serie A this summer? That's an interesting one. There's quite a few, isn't there?
Yeah, I've got 10. So I'm gonna list these out. So best free agents currently available this summer in Serie A. Number 10, Pedro. He might be 38 years old now, but I mean, look how amazing he is playing this season. I still think he can do a job next season. Then I've got a number 9, Samuele Vignato, who's had a horrible season, barely played, but he is somebody that's got undeniable talent, and he was part of that great under-19 Italy team. So there is a player there. 8, Alex Meret of Napoli. I'm not the biggest fan of him personally, but he's still a good goalkeeper, and for a free transfer, you take him. Number 7, I've got Ardian Ismaili of Empoli. I think he's one of the better centre backs in Serie A. I think I really like him actually. He's very steady. He's very he's good kind of organizer of defence. He's a leader, and I think even for some of the bigger clubs, not necessarily as a first choice, but maybe as like a third or fourth choice centre back. I think Juventus were looking at him in January actually. I think he's somebody that I can see quite a lot of teams going for this summer. 6, Davide Zappacosta of Atalanta. Okay, he's getting older, but I think he's one of the most underrated.
100% agree.
One of the most underrated players in Serie A for his position in recent years. I think he's somebody that he's still very quick, so he's still got he can still probably keep going for a while because he's still got his pace. Number 5, Luka Jovic of Milan had a very strong last few months, and if he plays like he's been playing the last few months, I think he will be very useful. Again, not necessarily as a starter, but as somebody that can be, a backup. Number 4, Mario Pasalic, also of Atalanta. Atalanta got a lot of players available on a Bosman this summer. He's somebody that, again, as a squad player, somebody that can come in, he scores goals. He's a useful player to have. Number 3, David De Gea. It's been a resurrection for him, hasn't it, at Fiorentina this season. His contract is about to run down. Whether he stays at Fiorentina or whether he goes to another club, I think he can be somebody that is certainly very useful. Maybe Man United should look at David De Gea this summer. Number 2, Stefan De Vrij of Inter. He might stay. He might sign the new contract.
But Inter have got an option, don't they? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Inter have an option, so he might stay. But as it stands now, he is due to see his contract expire. He's still one of the best centre backs in Serie A. And number 1, Andre Zambo Anguissa of Napoli. Again, I think Napoli have an option to extend this, but as it stands, his contract is due to expire, and he's one of the best centre midfielders in Italy. So that is your top 10. Anybody you'd like to take from there?
No.
You would take Anguissa?
Well, I don't consider him a free transfer. Like, I don't consider him and De Vrij as free transfers because they're going to they're going to be activated, those options. So I don't consider those free transfers. But yeah, Anguissa, who would with open arms, I take Anguissa. But I don't consider him a free transfer because I know Napoli are going to extend it or going to activate it and then maybe sell him even. But I do think like I like Luka Jovic as a finisher and as a off the bench, but penalty box striker in a 2-man attack. I wouldn't mind him actually, and I think Milan would be crazy to let him go. Like, given that he's happy with the role he's got and that he scores important goals for them, I don't get why they don't. Like,
I think they're thinking about it actually at the moment. They're considering whether to keep him. Yeah.
To me, that's just mad because he doesn't complain either, does he? I mean, he just, he's happy to do it. So, yeah, and Zappacosta, I agree with you. I think he's criminally underrated. I've always liked him. And Pasalic, I'm not a big fan of Meret at all. I do like Keita Balde, whose contract also expires with Monza, and as does Stefano Sensi, Roberto Gagliardini.
You go, I really like Keita Balde, and then you go, as does, and I thought you were going to say Wandanara.
Controversial. She liked.
It certainly was controversial. Yes.
Yeah, she liked him. Not so much now.
Oh, okay.
Well, we don't know what's happened there. I've kind of zoomed out.
Don't know what happened, but yeah. On to the next question.
No, but look, I'm looking at it, and it's like I'm interested to see. I mean, I think Danilo D'Ambrosio might retire. His contract expires. He's 36. Wonder where he goes. If he stays in, if he goes to Serie B, or what happens with him. Gagliardini's injured, long-term injured. I don't know what happens with him. Stefano Sensi, what happens with him? Keita Balde is 30. There's quite a few. Meret, I think, is going to stay at Napoli. I think that's the signals we're getting. I'm not a big fan of Alex Meret, and I've never been, if I'm perfectly honest with you.
No.
I think he's lucky to have won that Scudetto, if you know what I mean. I think
he's an average goalkeeper.
He really is.
He is
and the goal he conceded as well yesterday against Genoa, like, I know he can make like stupid saves, but I think the averageness of him just shines through regardless. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I can't.
Yeah, I agree. I
just can't. I think Napoli at some point need a new goalkeeper as well. Pretty sure, but I think they're gonna. It seems anyway that they're going to extend him. Which depresses the shit out of me. But I'd rather Napoli extend his contract than Inter sign him, which has also been linked and rumored, because it made me sick to my stomach at the idea of having him there.
But he's all right to have as a backup, but yeah, not as a first choice.
Yeah, that's the thing. But Pasalic is an interesting one. Like, where does he go? That's really interesting. And David De Gea, like, why wouldn't Fiorentina want to keep him?
I think they're looking at extending it for him, but I think also similarly, I think he might, after this season, I think he might have some offers from some bigger clubs, because I mean, he's 35. Jan Sommer has shown at 35, 36 what he can do. So there's no reason why he couldn't actually join a bigger club and do a job there for a couple of seasons and still have this kind of Indian summer to his career at a bigger club. There's no reason why he can't, to be honest with you.
No, I think that's.
And I'm glad that this season has also shown that actually you can still be a good goalkeeper without being able to pass the ball, which De Gea's been. Donnarumma's kind of sort of disproven that myth now. That
it's the most annoying myth in all of football. I hate that myth. That we're now reached a point where this ball wanking has reached this situation where goalkeepers are now judged by their passing and not their goalkeeping. It triggers me to no end. I go full on Uncle Brexit when I see that. I go Brexit dad when I see stuff like that's woke nonsense. That is that is woke nonsense. That is the definition of woke nonsense in football. This notion that we judge goalkeepers on their position on their ability to pass the ball, as opposed to being goalkeepers.
No, it's insane, isn't it?
It triggers me to no end.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I really, really and the thing with Onana is it's so funny because that's why he was good at Inter. I mean, his passing is truly. I've never seen a goalkeeper that good with the ball at his feet.
Don't get me wrong. Look, I think it is important. I think it definitely does help, but it only helps in the sense that if everybody's going to play football the same way, then yes, it is very important. But if we can actually just remember who we are and realize that actually there are other ways of playing football, and that's actually one of the things. That's actually one of the things that I've actually appreciate from Inter doing well this season in the Champions League is that Inter play. I'm not going to call them an old school team. They're not an old school, but they have old school qualities, and they have different ways of winning and different ways of playing, and I think that's quite refreshing. And you know, even like PSG, you have a very modern way of playing, but they're doing it with Donnarumma. So this whole argument of, oh, well, it's impossible to build up from the back if you have a goalkeeper like Donnarumma. Well, PSG have played the best football in the Champions League this season, along with Barcelona, you know, in terms of, you know, that kind of modern style of football, in terms of, you know, playing that way, progressive, let's call it. That they've done it with Donnarumma, you know, so it shows that it's, you know, how important, it can't be that important if PSG are still playing the amazing football they're playing with a goalkeeper who can't even stand on his feet, let alone kick with them.
Yeah, he doesn't look good when the ball is at his feet, and I don't think you can teach that. I just don't think you can.
No, you can't. That. He's just not physiologically. No. You know, he's just not. He just
doesn't
not
have it.
No.
He just doesn't have that, and that's fine because he's an absolute ridiculous monster of a goalkeeper. Otherwise, so yeah, no, I'm with you on that.